So when Joe and I were young boys, they were building the interstate close to our house. We'd go out to the interstate, we picked up big boulders that they were dynamiting out of the ground, and we'd bring the boulders back. We'd place the boulders around this hole that we dug, and we put this liner in and we put water in and built our first pool. And it was a little muddy, it wasn't very professional, we were like 10 years old, but who would have ever imagined that something we did then as little boys would have been our first pool of many thousands of pools that we've built since. I used the motto, burning the ships. I burned the ships, and I got to the new island, I got to the new country, being a pool business, and we had to succeed. Anybody can dig a hole and put water in it, but what we're doing is something more special.
I look at a pool not just on a hot day jumping in cold water. I look at it as a lifestyle, an extension of your house. You're going to be living out by the pool even if you're not in the pool.
At the end of the day, we're not just a pool company. We don't do this just as a profession, just as a job, Monday through Friday. This is something that my dad, my uncle started from nothing and turned it into the company that it is today. So because of that, we all have a passion inside of us, and it's not just let's get people swimming and move on. We want people to be happy for years to come. We want people to be able to create the memories that we were able to create growing up because we had pools in our backyard.
We don't think of just a project as trying to get in there, get it done quick. We feel like every project that we do, we're building a legacy. We're building a legacy of a Georgia classic pool. And we take pride in every single job that we do. Every single job is different. There's no cookie cutter jobs. And if you've got a Georgia classic pool, you've got a legacy. Joe and I weren't really that close growing up. As I got to be a little older, I took on another job and I moved away. I moved away for 20 years.
I was actually landscaping around pools for a couple of different pool builders, and I kind of learned the pool business.
And even when we were little kids, I remember him in school. I guess I was sort of the studious one, but he's the guy that would just draw things. He could just sit and freehand and he could draw these beautiful pictures, and I have a hard time just drawing a circle.
I remember when Vance was kind of wanting to move back to Georgia, I was talking to him and I'm like, well, if you wanted to come in the pool business, I'll give you half of what I got. We'll just be partners, And back then I only had a used truck, a trailer, and a tractor. That's all I had. And we went from there.
I quit that great job and took a risk on this pool business. And I only had one option, and one option was to succeed. But I just felt so good about this new opportunity working with my brother and starting this company from scratch.
And back in 2003 and 4, internet started really kicking in, the yellow pages out the window. And he brought all his knowledge into it, and that kicked us into high gear just from getting phone to ring. And then, hey, and if he can get the phone to ring, I can get out there and sell the job, and together as a team, we'll go out there and get that job done.
I still had 4 kids to get through college, right? I still had 3 daughters I had to pay for marriages. So I poured my heart and my soul and every last penny I had. I remember in the early days, we didn't have enough money to make payroll, and I sold items to make payroll. I say a lot, we took a risk, but we did. We took a risk. We took a gigantic risk, and it's really paid off.
we were kind of trucking along doing 20, 30 pools a year, and we're totally happy with that. My son Josh, he graduated college, and he thought that he might want to be a salesperson. Well, at the time, both me and Vance were like, well, we don't need another salesperson. But as soon as he started doing it, calls started coming in.
As soon as I started and going out with him, I could just, I got excited. I got excited about how the whole process worked, his role in it, and seeing that could be my role.
He's got Joe's DNA in terms of being able to design things. And there's been so many pools that I've gone to of his, and I walk into it before we've started, and I'm looking at the design, and I'm looking at Josh, and I'm thinking, how in the heck is this going to go in that backyard? Because he's able to see things that I was not able to see.
Yeah, my dad's designs, they're incredible. That's where I learned using the lay of the land, figuring out elevations and trying to come up with an idea that's different than the other guys. That's really one of the biggest things, is he's always trying to think outside of the box. And so that's what he's taught me. And so I feel like that's what makes us stand out a little bit more than maybe some other companies.
I never actually asked Emily to come to work for us. And she came to me one day and said, hey, I think I want to join the team.
Going from being a teacher to now working for a construction company, it was a huge adjustment. There are things that can change minute by minute, hour by hour, day by day. So you definitely have to have the skill set of just kind of adjusting and rolling with it and making things happen as efficiently as possible.
I even specifically remember telling my daughters that their ability to be great soccer players was going to make them great businesswomen one day. Emily was a striker, and her goal was to get up there and to put the ball in the net. Her job is multifaceted, but one of her things is to get something across the finish line, and that's what she does. She takes that ball, she gets it in the net, or she takes a pool project and she gets it across the finish line.
Emily is kind of what you would want to be in this industry. She's dominant, she's knowledgeable, she's supportive. If you could pick anybody to be in the construction industry, I would pick to be her. Whether I was male, female, she's just a role model that anybody could follow.
I would have to say, with anybody that has worked for us in the past and the present, he is probably the most motivated and eager one to want to work for the company. He started asking me in high school. We just didn't have a place for him. We can't hire somebody just because their last name is Dover. And so there was a point, a position came open, we needed a tractor driver. Noah, he had never stepped foot in a Bobcat, didn't have any experience. So he spent a good 2 weeks just grading, just learning how to drive the tractor. And so he just took so much initiative. Now he's an integral part of this company that we couldn't do without. His wife, Haley, she's gone from just answering our phone, and she's done a great job of that. So now she's also designing the 3D plans out there.
Then Ashley, one of my other daughters, but she also had a desire to join the family business.
Vance was like, I was shocked that Ashley wants to come to work for the company. She's a registered nurse, smarter probably than all of us.
I enjoyed nursing. I was drawn to it. I liked the idea of helping people. There was just something that I was drawn to about working with the family business.
I absolutely love how close our family is, and I 100% believe that it's because of this company.
We were close as could be, sisters, teenage girls growing up. Once we started working together, we have grown very close. She's become my best friend.
Ashley is one of the nicest souls that you could probably ever meet.
It was really a no-brainer. We already had 3 out of 3 that we were like, they're doing a great job. Hey, more the merrier. Let's bring Ashley on. And again, she's all took off. So we're, I think we're both very proud of all 4 of our kids because they are taking the company into areas that we didn't really know that we were going to be going. We didn't care about growing. It was just me and him. But now as the kids are with us, it gave me and Vance both kind of a new excitement in it.
It is nice to say that this is a family business, but it's really so much more than that now.
Over the years, as the company has continued to grow, we've been able to add more people that are outside of our family, and Kayla's one of them. So not only were we excited about her coming on, but we were also excited that she was going to be the first female designer for Georgia Classic Pool.
We actually sought Kayla out. She didn't apply with us. We wanted someone that we felt like would fit with the team. So I was there in the office. I said, well, Emily, just pull up your Facebook friends. She's probably got 1,000, right? And I said, just start kind of going through them, right? Just started flipping through, and she says naming names. She mentioned Kayla, and I said, stop. That's who we need.
Keeping track of Emily and her family, I knew that the company just was continuing to grow.
Called Kayla up, had a few interviews, and one thing led to another, and we offered her a position. She's on the team.
Teaching and working for a pool company are totally different. So I think at first it just kind of took me by surprise, but I was very willing because I know how great this company is and I know how great the people are too. So it was a pretty easy decision for me.
When you work with Kayla, you're going to get top-notch quality service and designs and expertise. She not only looks at the big pictures, but she's really good at looking at the small details as well.
Brandy has been the backbone of the company, especially when it was just me and Vance. She's been there from like day one. The company wouldn't be where we are today or even exist if it wasn't for her. She drew up our plans for us. She answered the phone. She made appointments. Everything to do in the office was customer service. She was there. I would send her these scrappy designs on the black and white paper, and she would turn them into these great looking color designs. And so a couple of years ago, we started actually into the 3D programs. And so I still send her my scrappy black and white and email her everything over. And then she sends me back these beautiful 3D plans. And it's like, I feel like we're in sync, because if you saw the plan I sent over to her, and she takes that and just kind of runs with it. And so, I mean, it's kind of amazing that I tell her all the time, wow, you knew exactly what I was thinking. This plan turned out exactly what I was thinking it was going to be.
Shanice was a great find for us. She has the most amazing personality. People just gravitate toward her. They love her to death, and you can never find her in a bad mood.
The Dover family is a very tight-knit group, and it's an amazing thing to see a family unit that's so tight. It's like the first time I think I sat in on a Georgia Classic pool meeting, and it's just amazing to watch and to now be a part of.
Shanice is very talented in project management, in design work and sales work. Everything she does it with the mindset that she's the owner. Her ultimate goal is taking care of the customer.
We hired a project manager, Danae. When I got to jobs, Danae is there. She handles all the details. I'm not a very detailed-oriented person at all.
Me, Emily, and Kayla all taught at the same school together. So I kind of followed the business, and I thought that it was really awesome how it was a family business. We brought her into the Threshold, and she's killing it and loves it and really takes it upon herself to go above and beyond. And we all love and admire her for that. Kayla and I were the first ones that were outside of the family. And Kayla has known the family a lot longer than I have. So then it was like, am I going to be this outside person coming in? But I really feel like I've now become a part of their family. Now, especially with Joe and I's relationship. Joe and I's relationship has been great.
I feel like we're a team. I don't feel like I'm over her or anything, and sometimes she's actually over me on those jobs. And so it's kind of nice to have that person beside you out there that is there for you, that cares just as much as you do on these jobs.
It's so weird now. I come home and I'm dirty. Like, I've been outside all day, but I also feel accomplished at the same time, because I feel like that's a part of me that's now in that pool. There's a part of me that's now in that job.
Rachel's the only person that came into our company with a construction background.
She's just making things more efficient and brought on a totally new, fresh perspective. To think outside the box, it's holding us to a higher standard. It's amazing to have her on.
In this job, we have so many challenges, and we're constantly looking to become more efficient.
I mean, maybe more common to find a company that has two brothers or a father and son. In one way, it's intriguing because maybe not everyone has that same family dynamic, so to think that you work with a lot of your family members every day. If they're successful and they've been around for a long time, then they must be doing something right. And regardless of whether that team member is a family member as well or someone outside of the family, I think it just translates into everybody feeling like family.
We are focused on building the best custom pool and outdoor living project possible. That's our total focus. I don't really care what age you are. I don't care what gender you are. I don't care what political persuasion you are. All we are focused on making Georgia Classic Pool the best custom pool builder in the state and also making sure that our customers are satisfied.
When we started hiring on, we weren't specifically looking for a man or a woman. It just so happened that all of our most recent hires have been women.
You know, usually when you think of anybody in the construction field, you kind of think of it as a man's world, right? We don't stereotype. I think, you know, men bring a lot of different effects and things into our company, but then the women bring other things into our company, and it just kind of meshes well.
It's hard coming out and telling crews full of males what to do, but you just have to earn their respect, because anybody that knows how to do the good job is fine. It doesn't matter whether you're male, female, your ethnicity, any of it. It's just, can I do the job and can I do it well?
The biggest piece of advice that I've given every female that we've hired on, just learn your craft and get your confidence up. Once you can convey the confidence and the knowledge, and you have the knowledge to support it, it gets so much easier and you get that respect easily.
All of the women on the team are strong, independent, motivated. You know, they have a lot of drive, they work hard, but there's also no ego. It's all about helping each other get better and progress.
The most common guideline that we are looking for when we do hire on new people, whether it's a new family member or not, is do they mesh well with our group? We find that to be more important than do they have experience as a project manager, or do they have experience with pools or construction? Because if they don't mesh with our small, tight-knit group, then we're kind of setting them up for failure. We just have to make sure we find the right person that fits with our group in order for us to continue to come to work every day and love our job. We've also, that's where our family dynamic comes from, is just enjoying being around each other. I think the legacy of Georgia Classic Pool was kind of stumbled on by accident. When Joe and Vance started the company 16 plus years ago, they had no intentions of it being more than just something that would provide for their family for the meantime.
I could just see the potential of where it could go, and I wanted to take it there. I didn't know who else would be coming on the journey with me, but I leaned on my dad and my uncle to help take it there, and they have, and now it's just grown into something that we never knew that it would.
And I think I appreciate it more and more every day or every year, every month that I'm here, because you can see what you do affects everything, and I think that makes you feel like you're part of something.
It's really very humbling to me to think of the magnitude that we have on other people's life, because again, the company started with two people. It started with me and Joe trying to figure out how to sell a pool.
If it all ended for me today and I retired, I'm happy, because now I feel like I have meaning in my life.
And now we have probably around 100 people every week that either directly or indirectly rely on us for a paycheck. It's very exciting. It's very humbling. It makes me feel very proud that we have so many people that absolutely love being part of this company.
I look forward to what's after us. It's a good feeling to feel like you're a part of this legacy.